What is happening, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and join me today for an advanced look at the Venomnibus Volume 1 reprint from Marvel Comics. So, let's get started. Before getting started, a huge thank you to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us an advanced copy of this omnibus. So this is where it gets pretty interesting, because what we're looking at here is the direct market cover for the Venomnibus Volume 1. And then on the left, that is your standard edition cover. So this is my original copy, but they are using the cover and the spine for the standard edition. However, this comes out on May 5th. And then the direct market cover comes out on May 19th. And we've seen this happen before with Marvel Masterworks and a couple of Omnis throughout the year. But just keep that in mind that the standard edition cover, this one here, comes out on May 5th. And then a couple of weeks later on May 19th will be this cover right there. And then, of course, in the book market, this cover will be available a few weeks after May 5th. But let's go ahead and take a look at the book. So here we have, like I said, the direct market cover and then the standard edition cover, one drawn by Mark Bagley, and this one here is drawn by Andrew Wildman, which I think is the cover to the Carnage Unleashed #3, and then this is Lethal Protector #1. I was wrong. This is Lethal Protector #1. I think that's Lethal Protector 2. Anyway, here's what the spines look like. There you are, both different. This one here has him fighting Ben Reilly, but the name is all the same, Venomnibus. I do love that play on words. Maybe one day we will get a Romnibus. That would be cool. I know they've done it before with the Marvel's Omnibus. Here's what the backs look like. And honestly, I think they look identical. Even the same font. Of course, different ISBN. And yeah, rated T. So let's go ahead and look at it under the dust jacket, because I think it's going to be similar. Under the dust jacket, the original printing and the new printing. The spines are identical and the backs are identical. Now, let's go ahead and get this opened. Here we go. Now, I'll be doing a comparison to the original printing here in a little bit, but I did want to go ahead and get this open to look at some of the artwork in here, in case you're not familiar with what this is. So, it all kicks off with Venom Lethal Protector. And this is a pretty interesting time of Venom, because he goes from wanting to eat your brain and wanting to kill Spider-Man to, yeah, you know, I think I'll be a good guy for a while. So this miniseries helps transcend him into a hero. It all starts really in Amazing Spider-Man issue 374 and 375. But there's a quick little recap here as to what's happened in Eddie Brock's life, and then it leads into this miniseries, written by Devin Michelini and drawn by Mark Bagley, who were the two people working on Amazing Spider-Man at the time. And then we pull an Infinity Gauntlet, and what I mean by that is Mark Bagley couldn't keep up a schedule, so they got Ron Lim to come in and do the artwork. So here we have Ron Lim, but he does the breakdowns, and then Sam De La Rosa does the finishes, and then we also have some inkers like Al Milgrom. This series also helps introduce us to Scream and a couple of other of the symbiotes, depending on how you feel about saying that word. We also have Funeral Pyre here. This is written by Carl Potts and drawn by the late Tom Lyle. Now, I forgot that I didn't, until I was flipping through here, I'm like, why does all this sound familiar? I think I did an overview of Venomnibus about 3 years ago or so, when the book first came out. Boy, that was a different time back then. But yeah, because I just remembered, I just said the late Tom Lyle, and it reminded me of saying the late Steve Ditko. Steve Ditko had just passed away before doing my overview of the first Venomnibus. But this is the new printing, and here we have the stories by Gregory Wright, drawn by Stephen Butler. This is the appearances in Silver Sable. So this is really, this shows you how popular this character was. So we have miniseries that he's starring in. I mean, these are his own miniseries, spinning out of spinning web. Spider-Man. Oh my god, I'm a dad. So it tells you here at the end of Funeral Pyre, this doesn't really give anything away, that Venom's adventures will continue in Venom the Madness, which is written by Ann Nocenti and drawn by Kelly Jones. However, there's so much issues of just different series that he appeared in. Like I said, Stephen Butler and Gregory Wright's Silver Sable. Then he appears in the Fall from Grace series during Daredevil's Fall from Grace. And not the whole thing, but just the issues that he appears in. For example, like they do, this is Iron Man 301, and they just kind of give you the last couple of pages that he appears in. And then for the big fight in 302, there's an appearance in the issues of Darkhawk. This is the second time he fought Darkhawk. Here we go. This is Venom the Madness. I love Kelly Jones, and this is one of the last few issues I got before I stopped reading comics during the whole Onslaught thing. But the very first printing, or the very first issue, the direct market, had an embossed cover so that you can feel Venom's wrinkles on his face. That was really cool. I like that little gimmick. But yes, this is Venom the Madness by Kelly Jones. Let me show you how he draws Venom. Crazy. Oh, over muscular, super pumped. There's muscles on top of muscles. That is crazy. So let's just go ahead and talk about what all this collects. So we talked about Venom, Lethal Protector. So all 6 issues of that miniseries is in here. Funeral Pyre, which is the 3-issue miniseries. Daredevil 323. But then you have a little bit of 321 and 322. Iron Man 302. Darkhawk 35 through 37, Venom the Madness, which is what we're currently looking at, which is the fight with the Juggernaut. And then we have Incredible Hulk versus Venom, which was a mail-away issue, I think in Nabisco or something. Then we have The Enemy Within, this 3-issue miniseries right here. This is written by Bruce Jones and features characters like the Demogoblin and Morbius. There's also The Mace. Let's go look at that. And The Mace is drawn by Liam Sharp and written by Carl Potts. Introduces us to a new character. Night Watch issues 5 and 6. Venom, Knights of Vengeance 1 through 4. Spider-Man, The Arachnia Project number 6. Even though it's a 6-issue miniseries, Venom really just appears in the final issue. And what they did in that particular miniseries is just put the pages that he appears in, because he has little cameos in the first 5 issues. Then we have him appear in Web of Spider-Man 118 and 119, Spider-Man Adjectiveless 52 and 53, Venom Separation Anxiety 1 through 4, Venom Carnage Unleashed 1 through 4, material from Silver Sable and the Wild Pack 18 and 19, and Venom subplot pages from all the things that we just talked about. So that's what all this collects. In a chronological order, this is perfect. So when people ask me, like, when are you going to do a Venom reading order? Really, Marvel has done my job for me. We have Spider-Man versus Venom. We have Venomnibus 1, 2, and 3. I guess I could do the rest, but I feel like they're going to do that anyway. He's a hot commodity. He's got a sequel to his movie coming out. Yeah, Ron Lim again. But the way that they've collected this is in chronological order. Now, this does, of course, start with him becoming a hero. He's not a villain. To see those appearances, if you want to get just Venom in chronological order, this is the omnibus for you, Spider-Man vs. Venom. This is the one that collects his early appearances and includes things like Maximum Carnage, and then shows his journey from villain to hero. But this right here kicks it off as this, not really a hero, but I guess more like an anti-hero. And let's keep... oh yeah, Knights of Vengeance, which this was written by Howard Mackey, Ron Lim, and shows characters from Ghost Rider during that time. So this is what I was talking about, the Arachnus Project. So here's some pages, for example, from Silver Sable in the Wild Pack number 30, which just features 1 frame of Venom. But here's the Arachnus Project. So it shows a little cameo of him in different issues, different pages here, just showing Venom or Eddie Brock, until we get his full appearance in the Arachnus Project number 6. And this is, I believe, drawn by Andrew Wildman, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. And he was known for his art at Marvel UK. He's my favorite Transformer artist when he was doing the Marvel Comics Transformers. And he's also the artist on the Carnage Unleashed series. But before we get there, here he is fighting Ben Reilly. It's the first time Ben Reilly has fought Venom, and all of that, of course, is included in the Clone Saga Omnibus Volume 2. Here we have the return of Scream, and then we have Separation Anxiety. And Separation Anxiety, they actually spin this off into a video game. Man, I think I might have said all this in my original overview of Venomnibus, but honestly, I don't see any difference. I was just looking through here to see if there's any differences between this and the original printing. Except my original printing had that weird little mishap towards the end. And this one looks alright. Yeah, here we go. Here is Carnage Unleashed. Andrew Wildman. Alright, let's look in the back here. Okay, this is where he meets... This isn't even the full issue, but this is where he meets Miguel, Spider-Man 2099. And now we get into the extras. So we have some interviews here, some articles, some covers to Wizard Magazine. And the book, by the way, has almost 1,100 pages. It is 1,096 pages. This reprint does retail for $125. That is cool. Those are the colors by Paul Mounts. Still coloring to this day. Love that guy's colors. Simon Beasley. Mark Teixeira, I think is how people told me to pronounce it. There's some covers, so some trade paperback covers with some original artwork that has been recolored, such as the cases of this, which is, of course, the variant, or the direct market cover here. And then some trading cards. Let's look at the binding, and then we'll do a comparison to the first printing. We have 1,196 pages, and this is what the eye looks like. Not too shabby. So here's an example of some spread pages towards the very beginning. This is in issue number 2. And we'll compare it to the original printing here to see how well that laid over. But this is the way it looks like in this printing. So here we have the original printing and the new printing. By the way, both of them printed at the same printer, the Donnelly printer. So the colors are a little more vibrant here. The red pops out a little more in the new printing as far as this particular page here with the cover to Lethal Protector number 1. And here's the very first page of that issue. And yeah, the color is a little more vibrant. The yellow is a little more yellow and the blues stand out a little bit more compared to the original printing up there. This is the same spread page I showed earlier. And there looks to be more gutter loss in the new printing than the original printing, just the way that the books are lying. And just picking some pages at random here to compare. And like I said, colors are a little more vibrant in the newer printing, but this is the way that they're both laying. And just another comparison of the spread page through, this is Separation Anxiety, but this is the way it looks. Yeah, honestly, they both look about the same the way they're laying towards the end of the book. But that, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this book, please don't forget to check out our sponsor, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online source for collected editions up to 50% off retail price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on excellent packaging, so your stuff gets to you in excellent condition, and they have amazing customer service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And for all you Minties that are watching, if you're a first-time customer, don't forget to mention that Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a promotional credit on free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your source for the hottest books with deep discounts, customer service, and excellent shipping that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this omnibus, and the comparison to the original printing. Please, if you have any more questions, leave those questions down below. Please don't forget to hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We put out videos every day. We are on Spreadshop and on Patreon. Amazing ways to support the channel if you can do so. And more importantly, everybody, please stay healthy, stay safe, and much love to all of you.